Okay, so hey guys, welcome back to another predictions video, and in today's video I'm be predicting the Collazo versus a Jerusalem fight. If you are new around here and you haven't subscribed, please do so, like the video if you do need like the video, and let's get straight into it. So, going into this fight, Collazo is 6-0 with 4 KOs, and Jerusalem is 20-2 with 12 KOs. This fight is for the WBO World Minimum Weight title. Jerusalem's last fight was a win via TKO in round 2 versus Taniguchi, and Collazo's last fight was a win via KO in round 5 versus Reyes. Jerusalem's losses have come against Kanoi in 2017 and Moonsri in 2017. Since then, he's been on a 9-fight win streak, and he's also never been stopped in them losses. Also on this card, and the main event of this card, is Rocha versus Young for the WBO NABO welterweight title, in which I think Rocha will win via TKO in round 9. I think he's obviously suffered a singular defeat, but it was a different kind of time in his career, I think, and I think he's in a better position now, and I think he's going to be able to win with relative amounts of ease. Obviously, this is the main event. I was going to speak about this and do a prediction for this instead, but obviously I chose not to because I think the Collazo versus Jerusalem fight, in my opinion, is a bigger fight, but, you know, either way, this is still a big fight in itself and a good card. So let's speak about Collazo. So he's a confident fighter, he doesn't back down, he's well disciplined, he's a counterpuncher, he's powerful, accurate, doesn't stop moving, steps up to the occasion, and is always learning. Of course, he's 6-0, and so there are of course going to be questions around if this is too early for him. Of course, he's been moving very quickly in his career in general. I mean, he started off with 6-round fights just to start off with, so like I said, he's moving very quickly, but to be able to move very quickly, you've got to be showing that you have an ability, and that comes with confidence, and of course he has that confidence, and he's a good counterpuncher. He'll go out on the outside. Of course, he 4 KOs in 6 fights is a very good record, and so he's powerful, of course, he's accurate, and the fact that he doesn't stop moving shows his kind of youthfulness side of things, and he does always like to step up to the occasion. Of course, his last fight was a very good victory versus Reyes, and of course, like I said, he's coming in and having these big fights early, but he's managing to do well and of course win convincingly and definitely step up to the occasion. His kind of negatives though, this is of course a big step up for him. Even though Reyes was a good fight for him, this is then the next step up from that. He can at times have a bit of a lazy defense. It's not always as sharp as it probably could be. He does take lots of risks, but at times that's also a good thing because it means that he can then find success. Sorry if I look really red in this. It's been a hot day and I'm warm. But anyway, he needs to be patient at times. That will come with experience and stuff, but he can be a little bit trying to force it a bit when he doesn't really have to try get him out there. But you know, it's whatever. But let's speak about Jerusalem. He's more experienced, of course. He's also accurate. He's an efficient fighter. He doesn't waste energy. He's a solid counterpuncher. He makes opponents hesitate. He moves well. He uses patience to set up his shots, and he often lands flush. I like the way that he does use his patience well. Of course, he might be outworked by Collazo, and so if it goes to a decision, then it might possibly go in the favour of a Collazo, but the fact that he is going to be, every kind of one of his shots are going to be so calculated and most probably land. If they are landing flush continuously, then it might be something that Collazo's maybe not used to as much. And of course, like I said, Taniguchi is a big name for him to be winning against as well, and via TK in round 2 is a big thing to be doing. And so of course, they're both at good points in their careers, and both counter punches to an extent, so it'll be interesting to see which one. Most probably Collazo will be the one that probably ups the tempo more. Jerusalem is the first time being outside the USA. I think it's the first time being out of Asia for him, so that's going to be something he's going to have to get used to and experience. And of course, he is a slow starter, and so it's something that he's going to have to maybe deal with a little bit of an onslaught from Collazo to start off with. But the fact that he makes opponents hesitate, which is going to be interesting to see how Collazo deals with that, because he is patient, he's going to drag you in, and because he will counter you, then he'll drag you in, make you probably land a shot which you probably shouldn't have, and then counter. And so Collazo, he's going to have to be pretty much perfect in my opinion, and if he is going to be taking risks, then it might not be the best thing to do, to be honest, or he's going to have to be very calculated risks. And so for somebody so early on, it might be difficult for him to be able to do that. Jerusalem is the favourite for this fight, and I think that Jerusalem will win via TKO in round 7. Like I said, I think if it goes to decision, most probably will be Collazo, because he'll probably just throw more, be the more active. But I think Jerusalem, he's going to be going in there, of course, the more experienced one. I think he'll just land, like I said, he will often land flush, and I think if he is continuously landing flush on a Collazo who may be being maybe a little bit overconfident and doing a bit too much, then I think he'll have success there, and I think he'll be able to get him out of there in round 7 when Collazo's maybe tied out a little bit, because I mean, obviously he's not had loads of fights going this amount of time, but so I think it'll be a TKO in round 7. And then possible opponents, the Omtrong. I don't know what's going on with him at the moment. I know he's supposed to have a fight, but that kind of all went tits up, so I don't really know what's going on with him. Kyoga Shigioka, I don't know if that's his name, but Shigioka, one of the two, either of the two, to be honest. They're both at a similar point to Collazo, so Jerusalem might take that. I don't know though. One that I'd probably like to see the most would be Pradab 3, and that's just because he's got a title himself. He hasn't really got any. He's got a mandatory, but he hasn't got like a interim. So I think there's definitely an option there for him to be able to go fight Jerusalem for another belt. And I think if he beats Collazo, then that's definitely a thing that he deserves. And so that's the fight which I'd probably like to see happen and next. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Hope you did enjoy. Like the video if you didn't like this, subscribe if you're new, and thanks for watching.